Your quarterback threw 3 touchdown passes and didn't allow a turnover, getting sacked 9 times. Which is the better one of those 2 things?
Winning.
What did you think of not just how Tommy played, but how he handled pressure, how he handled getting the ball on quick? What about the whole, just his vibe up there?
Yeah, I said during the week he's improving. Did a lot of good things. Did some stuff we'll correct. Gave us a chance.
How much do you think he grew today, in your opinion?
I think he's the same height.
I don't mean that,
Oh, no. Yeah. Look, there's some good stuff that he did. Made some good plays. I thought Kafka called a good game. Some wide open guys. The Bellinger, the Slayton, the 3rd and inches call. So those help. And, he did a good job. When we got behind the sticks, that was when it was tough. So clean up some of those those things where we got sacked. Maybe we could not get sacked because I thought the line protected, a lot of those pretty well.
James, how much did you guys need a game like this when you come out on the winning end?
Yeah, it's always good to win. Yep. So preparation, normal. Practicing, normal. I know you asked about that the other day. But put it together. Defense, special teams had 6 turnovers, capitalized on a few of those, hit some good big plays, good play designs, I thought. Finished the game, made it probably tougher than we had to. But it was good to get a win.
How much does it help the morale, though? How much does it help the morale to win a game like that, though? Because, we've talked about it the past few weeks of the frustration we were seeing it at times. When you're able to win like that, how much does this help?
Yeah, winning's good. Losing's not.
Brian, when you look at your defense, who are your bigger players that came? Dex had a big game. Kayvon had a big game. What did you see without looking at tape? What did you see?
Sure. They've been pretty consistent throughout the year. Dexter's, what you get out of Dexter. He's an exceptional player in this league at his position, right at the top, and he's provided that each week. I thought Kayvon did some good stuff. We want that play back where we got hands to the face at the end of the game. But, again, it's credit to Wink and to the players. They've been putting in a lot of hard work. Coaches have, the players have. We just, we put it together the right way today and try to build off of it.
Brian, what did it take to get Tommy from the player who made his debut just a couple of weeks ago against the Jets in that game to the guy who was throwing the ball around the field?
Well, the Jet game was different. So we were playing it a certain way.
Right.
So I think he's made progress. I think Shea's an exceptional quarterback coach. Tommy has put the work in, but it takes all 11 guys out there on the field, and he's had some production. I think he's improved. We're going to have to. We still got a ways to go here, but he's got the right mindset. I think the players have confidence in him, particularly because he's the 3rd. Quarterback going in, and they got some. He's got a little juice about him that I think the players respect. But we'll go back. We'll learn from the stuff that we can do better, and try to put another one together.
What changed with the running game? I mean, you guys had nothing, literally nothing until the last play of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, blocked them better. I thought the big play that Saquon had. When you go back and watch it, just watch little Wan'Dale Robinson. He was the guy that kind of sprung the whole play.
Was that the pitch out?
Yeah.
Did you change some of the things, some of the runs, to maybe get to the perimeter a little more?
Yeah. I mean, we ran a couple plays early that were outside plays, not necessarily toss plays, that they did a good job defending. And then we adjusted like we normally do. It's not just at halftime. We talked about it throughout the series. And they got 2 good guys inside. They played good. It's not always going to be perfect in the run game. It wasn't very much good in the first half. But, again, I thought we tried to mix it up and stay with it, and, we hit a couple plays.
Coach, for Tommy to stand in there and do what he did, though, today and endure the 9 sacks along with it, I mean, can you just talk a little bit about that and how that didn't affect him too much?
Yeah, well, he's tough. He's a tough guy. Again, we don't want to you have those many sacks, and they weren't all on the offensive line. I'll tell you that right now. We could have done some things better. But we did a good job of sometimes capitalizing on them in terms of getting backed up. But a lot of times we had to punt the ball because we got behind the sticks. But he's a tough-minded guy, instinctive. He's an instinctive player. which is hard to coach too. So, even like that first third down where he threw it to Slayton, if you go back, you just get a little pump fake to get him to open up the window. And, he had another big one. We had an opportunity at the end of 2 minutes to keep the drive going that we just didn't quite finish. But, he did some good stuff.
What happened on?
You mentioned his, the juice and the idea that players respect him.
From Jersey, man. There you go.
Is that a tangible thing that you can see, even going back to when he was trying to work his way up the depth chart? That if we put this guy in, we know what we're gonna get.
Yeah, I was asked a fair amount of questions about bringing in some older guys, and we thought this guy was a good young player to work with. Again, he's played 2.5 games, so there's a lot of work that needs to be done. But he certainly has put the work in, and when he was out on the look team in practice, you could see some of his instinctiveness, even though as a show team quarterback, in terms of throwing the ball on time, anticipation. So thought he'd be a good player to work with and give an opportunity to. And he, there's a lot of things he did good, and a lot of things we can help him improve on.
Do you have an update on Slayton?
I don't have Slayton arm flat ejected. That's my notes.
So that was my next question: was what happened on that melee there? What was your take on that? Was there no whistle after they blew the touchdown?
They came over and told me that 4 and 28 are out. They were throwing punches. They said they were throwing punches, is what they told me.
I presume you gave Tommy a game ball.
No.
All right, so just follow up. What did you say to him after? What did you say to him after the game? It's a really special moment for a kid. You know what I mean?
DeVito?
Yeah. Is there anything you said to him after the game about,
Yeah, I said good job. Yeah, I said good job. Said good job to the whole team. It was a team win. 6 turnovers. Didn't turn the ball over offensively. We're, pretty efficient, effective in the passing game. Obviously, we had the sacks. Stuck with the running game. Thought the coordinators did a good job. Got a turnover on special teams. That's included with the 6. So team win, and certainly proud of Tommy. It's a tough position to play, and he's just got a really good mindset now. We're going to have to go back and fix things like we normally do, whether it's a win or a loss. But I'm proud of him for all the work that he does put in. That he puts a lot of work into it.
How much do you, after the last couple of results, does that make it more difficult for a team to play with this much pride? What do you think accounts for how much pride you guys played with today, starting with the turnover?
Yeah, I don't question our pride. I'm just happy for the players, for the coaches, because they do the right stuff during the week. They practice their tails off. They prepare. They study extra. There's extra meetings going on. They come in with a positive attitude when it's not always easy to come in with a positive attitude. And they have their next play mentality. So, to see them have success, to see the coaches, all the hard work that they put into it. That's why you do this, is to try to win one game each week. So we'll enjoy this one. I'm proud of the people that are in the building that work hard. But now we'll move on to the next one here pretty shortly.
Take a couple more.
You played against the Commanders a couple of weeks ago. It was a lower scoring game. Do you consider this easier, harder, and what changes were made or what adjustments were made?
Yeah, there's no easy in this league. It's a tough league. It's a humbling league. And they have a team that competes hard with a lot of good players, good coaches. And I thought we competed well. Look, there's always little things that you fix and tweak and game plan for. Then you get a feel for how the game's going. Usually takes about a quarter to go ahead and decide exactly what you want to do. There's plays that we left out there, extended some drives, missed some short fields or shorter fields. But again, I'm happy for the players and the coaches for their work ethic, their commitment, staying on track, trying not to ride the roller coaster. Just trying to put one foot in front of the other and get better every day and try to win a game.
What did you think about your defense's performance? The last 2 games, I think you guys said about it, it wasn't up to their expectations. So what did you see from them today?
Yeah, got the ball. So, to get the ball 5 times and then 1 on special teams, that's hard to do in this league. They flew around. They play with effort. That they made some timely plays too for us. Obviously, like to do a little bit better job at the end there. But again, they're tough-minded competitors, and I thought this week, again, not much different than last week. It was a good week last week too, but translate it to the on-field performance this week is what we're trying to do every week.
Last one.
With the
I'll get you, Mark.
with the sacks, obviously.
Which sacks? The sacks that they sacked us on?
That they sacked you on. I know that, there was certainly a handful that looked like, had DeVito gotten rid of the ball, maybe he was holding it a little too long and taking the sack himself. Is that almost, what you like about him, his best qualities? The idea that he wants to attack, he's not afraid, but also with that comes the idea that, you got to know when to fold him, basically.
Yeah, and look, this is his second game, really, called throwing the ball. Stuff to work on, but he's a competitive young man. So I'm happy for him, but I'm happy for the entire team for the result. But their pride, or their work ethic, their commitment, those guys do a good job of that each week.
I was just going to ask you,
Yeah.
Kayvon is kind of a lightning rod. He takes a lot of heat, but he seems to make
He does?
some plays. I don't know if you've seen that enough. But you don't listen to the outside world. The outside world,
Okay.
because it's after a little bit. So because of whatever it's the sack numbers, but he did a few things today that were not maybe on the score sheet. Is that indicative of some of the stuff that you getting out of him? And
Yeah, I'm glad we have Kayvon. He's a true competitor, a great teammate, productive player for us, and I'm happy he's on our team.
I mean, just describe the day today. And obviously last week was probably pretty frustrating, and this is your first win as a starting quarterback in the league. What does that mean?
It means a lot. I think it means a lot just for this team, right? Not the season we wanted this far, but just to come back in week after week and just keep continuing just to work and study and practice hard, and just after the last couple weeks just not getting the result we wanted, just to have that feeling in this game and get the result that we wanted in the end, it means a lot. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to celebrate it, but we know what it takes. We have what it takes. So Monday we're just going to be back to the drawing board and then move on to next week.
Tommy, what's allowed you to go from the guy who made his debut against the Jets a couple of weeks ago to the guy who threw 3 touchdown passes and was really in control and won this game for the Giants today?
It's been my same preparation, same deal every week in and a week out, but just being more comfortable. I guess just more reps, being in more different situations and being in those already in the past few games. So if I was in those situations today, I've done it already. So
What kind of a hand has the coaching staff, I guess, had in that film?
a lot. They've had a lot of trust in me. They make that known. So when they're calling plays that they're going to let me go out and do what I do. There's no handcuffs. There's none of that. So I appreciate them for that, and they just continue just to try to feed me more, just get me better every week, and hold me to a high standard as I do myself.
So, can you describe what it's like a day like today, where you just kind of you were in rhythm, and you had some great play calls, obviously with Bellinger there, with the play action, with Wandell coming around. What is it like when it's going that way for you? Because you haven't had that yet.
It's fun. I'll tell you, like when things are going right and you feel like they're going right, it's a lot of fun. It feels like you're just enjoying it and playing the game of football like you were when you were a kid. It's easy to get away from that when things aren't going, good. But like I said, great play calls by Cav, great execution by everybody on, the offense, and the defense and special teams held their own, and some had a tremendous day. So that made our job easier.
What did you make of that play in particular, the Bellinger? I mean, that just seemed like that was the perfect spot to fall back. It was just seemed everything just was in sync.
As soon as they gave me the wristband number and I looked at it and saw what it was, I was like, yeah, we've had that one drawn up for a little while. Just been waiting, pulling the trigger for the right moment, and there it was, and perfect execution by everybody else on it, and it's a good play.
Even going back to training camp, we always talk about the idea you make a bad throw, you can't worry about making a bad, worse throw the next time. You had that one throw early to Wandell on the crosser across the middle, and you kind of threw it behind him a little bit. Obviously, I'm sure it's a play you thought you would make. The next play you made was a touchdown to Saquon. Is there something in your personality on the field that allows you to kind of move from that one play, which you probably going to kick yourself for, and then come back and deliver that throw to Saquon for a touchdown, kind of get this thing rolling?
Yeah, I think that's just how I hold myself and how I play the position. I mean, if you're going to throw the ball a bunch, there's going to be a lot of bad plays, right? Or not a lot, but there's going to be bad plays in there, ones you want back. So you just have to flush it and move on. Just have an even keel mindset going into it and just trust in your playmakers. They call the next one. Saquon ran a great route, gave him a chance with the ball, and he made a tremendous play. O-line did well in protection. Everybody else ran the right routes they're supposed to run to get the defense where we wanted them to be, and just giving them the ball. That's it.
Do you think your aggressiveness kind of gets the better of you sometimes, maybe holding the ball a little bit too much, some of those sacks? Wish you would have gotten rid of the ball, but then would that have prevented you from making the plays that you did make down the field?
Listen, no, I mean, there's always a give and take with that. There's a very fine line between the two, though, because like you said, like sometimes you're holding on to it a little bit and you can make that play, and then sometimes you hold on to it and it's like, and you get sacked. So, I mean, it's really a feel for the game and how the game's going. There's definitely some that I'm going to want back, looking back on it in the film, but, you know, we're here now. We got it done, but we're going to learn from it.
How do you balance the 3 touchdown passes and all the good things that happen along with the 9 sacks and keeping your composure through all that?
Yeah, just continue to lean on my teammates and let them lean on me. Whether it's in the run game, the pass game, whatever it is, like when that play is called, I say that play into the huddle, and I say it with complete confidence in each and every play that we call, and that gives confidence to the guys to go out and execute it, and that's about it. That's all it is.
When you get sacked 5 times in the first quarter alone, I don't even know if you realize it was that number.
I didn't, but
what is it in you that doesn't get rattled? Some quarterbacks be rattled if they get on that many times that quickly in the game. They're like, oh, this is the way the game's going to go. How do you power through that? You just kind of what does it take to do that?
I hate to put it back to my college days, but I got beat up a little bit when I was in college, so I've kind of been in some similar situations like that before. But I mean, that's part of the quarterback position. You have to stand in there and be able to take those hits and deliver the ball to your teammates and do that element of it. So, I mean, I'm going to continue to trust in those guys. I'm sure some of them were on me, was not on the O-line, was on me, or something that maybe the defense was doing, and it might have been a coverage sack. Like, there's a lot of other things that play into it than just, you know, the O-line. So I definitely take some credit for that. But I'm going to continue to trust them, lean on them, trust in everybody else, and we're going to continue to play football.
What makes you are a big one for your teammates and for captaincy streak? What does this mean for you, and what is going through your head as you walk?
It means a lot. Just felt like a similar situation to the first game that I was tossed into with the Jets. I was like, we just couldn't put it away necessarily on offense that last drive. But again, it was a tremendous series by our defense. Getting that turnover, especially Isaiah, getting that pick 6 was awesome. But I'm going to continue to lean on everybody, and I think it was just a great feeling for everybody. And then, you know, ultimately, it's good for me.
Tommy, according to the Fox broadcast, you're the first Giants quarterback to throw 5 TDs in those first 2 starts. First, did you know that? 2, what does that mean about, you know, the passing game, especially today, 3 TDs, and how that's grown with your chemistry with, you know, all the wide receivers that you got?
Yeah, I did not, and like I said, it's all about the play calling and executing the plays. I mean, sometimes we get got by the defense and like different coverage versus what we don't want. It's up to me just to make the right decision and put us in a good situation. But when we have the defense that we want for certain plays, my job's easy. I just give it to the guys in space and let them do what they do, and they made it easy for me today.
Yeah, I asked you about your sudden celebrity over the last couple of weeks. Seems like a lot of people are taking notice of who you are, and now obviously winning today the way you did. How do you brush that aside? How do you not, you know, worry about that and just keep the focus on football, or do you kind of embrace it and enjoy this a little bit?
No, if anything, it's more about my family than anything. It's just going to be more people saying hello to them when they're out and about, and they'll be enjoying it. But for me, I mean, I'm in the locker room all the time, in the film room, doing everything with the guys, so I'm not really external outside the facility as much. But I mean, same deal. It's maybe happened in high school or college, like when you start to get a little more notoriety for some things. But I think to keep my head down and play football. I know they'll love you one week, hate you another. Like that whole saying. Like I know how it goes. The past 2 weeks it's been all bad, and then today I'm sure it's good, and then you know it just depends on the week. But I'd like to stay even keel-minded and just enjoy the process.
Talking a lot of Giants fans, you know, they've talked to the last couple of weeks about, you know, this idea of tanking, you know, things have been going on. What do you think you showed them, you know, Giants fans as a group, for you as an individual, as a team today?
Oh, I'm sure I'm going to hear about it because I've seen it. But my job is to come here and help win football games and play football to the highest of my ability and help put my teammates in situations to win and be successful. So that's my mindset every week going into it. That's the team's mindset every week going into it, and that's what we're going to continue to try to do each and every week.
So, Saquon, you catch 2 touchdown passes today for only the second time in your career, and we've often talked about how much of a passing threat you can be. How great was it to reach the end zone on both of those plays?
I felt great, especially on the first one. It's a play that I've been asking for a long time. So when we got it called, my mind was, I can't mess this one up. But it feels good to get in the end zone twice. It feels good to get a win. Obviously, you know, just being critical of myself. There's a lot of stuff I could have done better, especially my pass pro. Go back, watch film, and get ready for next week.
How much of a difference does it make for you guys to be able to play from ahead like you did for most of this afternoon?
It definitely helps, but that can't be an excuse. Whatever the situation is, we got to be able to come together and find ways to win games. And we know in recent weeks we haven't been putting out a product out there for anyone to be happy about, but it just feels good to get a win again.
Tommy DeVito winds up throwing 3 touchdown passes, and I think a lot of people are probably smiling for this guy. It's a feel-good story.
Yeah, happy for him, man. He comes in with the right mentality. He's a confident dude from Jersey, so excited and happy for that. He got his first win as a starter.
How much do you think he's proving people wrong? Because after that first game, the perception was, oh, they don't trust him to throw the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think he's proving people wrong. We know what he's capable of doing. It's the NFL, it's the National Football League. You don't get here by accident. He's a great player, and he's stepping up and making a lot of plays for us.
What made you certain that he could play? Like, obviously, you didn't know, right? He was playing.
You don't know, but
what made you think he could?
For me, even the game where the first game when he got in, he might have not thrown the ball that much, but just the confidence he came in, the swagger that he has, I feel like it goes a long way. Especially for me, I'm familiar with going back to college, playing with a guy like Trace McSorley. Kind of had that same mentality. And you can see it, and it shows when you go out there and play.
What's to say about the pitch out, the last play of the third quarter? I think you had negative yards before that. I mean, it almost seemed like you were, get out of jail thing there, kind of like, finally.
No, I think over my career, I've learned to continue to be patient, continue to trust it. I feel like obviously a lot of teams' game plans come to the game. It's going to be able to stop the run. We definitely felt that from the beginning. Kind of similar to last week. We didn't get the run game going, but the second half we got it going. We started figuring it out. That's credit to the offensive line. That's credit to the wide receivers, tight ends blocking. Also credit to the coaches coming up with a game plan that we could attack them. But this time we were able to continue to stick with the run and make some plays.
You talk about the first touchdown, getting down the sideline and.
Yeah, I mean it's a route that you guys saw all camp, to be completely honest. And I was able to get one-on-one. I knew that they were chipping me as I was coming out free releasing, so I lined up a little bit wider, and I was able to get one-on-one. Tommy did a really good job of holding on to safety and giving me a great ball, and we made a play.
You guys made so many big plays today, Saquon. I mean, a lot of people would be surprised by that, but offensively, you guys had a whole chunk of them today.
Yeah, I mean, I know, like I said, we haven't been playing the type of football we would like, but it's the National Football League, and we still believe in ourselves, and we still think we're a good team and competitive team, and hopefully this win shows that, and just continue to get confidence back in the locker room, and start one by one and start stacking.
We saw the frustration kind of building in recent weeks. So how badly do you feel like you guys needed this as a team?
I don't think
for the morale kind of thing.
Yeah. Big. I wouldn't say it's bad. I mean, anytime you can get a win in the NFL is big. You know what I mean? Obviously, with the way the season is going, and what our record is right now, but it's big. It's big for the confidence, and like I said, one day at a time. Hopefully, we can keep stacking.
What changed between the first time you met with the Commanders this season and now? They definitely were a little more aggressive on a run in the beginning, and we knew that just keep sticking with it, we'll make them pay. And that happened in the second half, and also in the first half with nakeds and taking shots and plays like that with Slade touchdown. Belly had a big one too, and that's it. That's the nature of football. If teams will be aggressive and try to stop the run, we trust our playmakers on the outside, and as they continue to make plays on the outside, it opens up the run game for them.
So, Kayvon, when we look at the stat sheet, we see 6 takeaways, we see 5 sacks, a relentless performance by this defense. What made it so special today?
Man, just playing hard. It's a division opponent, so we knew it was all on the line, and it's a game that mattered, so I'm happy we got the win.
What about the last drive? Now, Simmons comes up with the pick 6 to seal it, but what were you guys looking for there as you were trying to close it out?
We just had to stay together. Every time defense get in one of those positions, you could either leave it close or you could finish it, and luckily, Isaiah was able to finish the game.
How nerve-wracking is it that they did have the ball with an opportunity at least to try to attack your defense to get the winning points?
I mean, being a defender, that's what we love. When they got to go down and score, that's another opportunity to get a sack. So I'm happy with it.
All right, now you had a couple today, which put you over double digits. The first time Wink Martindale as a defensive coordinator has had a 10-plus sack player. What does that say about you?
I mean, it's my first time having double-digit sacks in the NFL, man. It's a blessing. I just got to keep working.
What did you guys see in Howell today? We knew coming in he had the most passing yards in the league, so you knew he was going to throw a lot. Did that make it any easier to try to track him down?
Pressure breaks pipes. So we just had to stop the run, and once we stopped the run, we knew we was going to be in a throwing situation, and we had to take that away too.
The feeling of being a big contributor like that today?
Yeah, it was just really just like see ball, get ball, you know. I knew that he liked to result to his tight end as an early outlet, especially when McLaurin's taken away. So really just, doing my job and just making the plays that come to me.
Isaiah, you had a pick six with Arizona prior, and now this is the second time you've had it. How was this one different from the first, and does this one mean more because it's your first one with the Giants?
I don't take any play, for granted. Love this one, just maybe not as much as my other one, just because it was my first one, but, every moment, I just appreciate the man above just for allowing me to be able to make those type of plays, but, it's always a great feeling, just to be able to get a pick six. I mean, interception alone, they're hard to get, so they're hard to come by. It's just that feeling is just kind of just like a different kind of high, just something that you just never want to get rid of. But real appreciative of it. But like I said, just making the plays that come to me.
Was it in slow motion when you were able to grab the ball?
Sure.
Did you know that there was nothing but clean real estate in front that you were going to take it to the house?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it was. My calves was cramping bad while I was running, but once I saw it was clear, I was like, it's go time. So even though I was cramping, I'm glad I made it to the end zone.
Did Wake say anything to you after?
I mean, everybody's just happy for me, just giving me praise. The guys are all happy for me. So.
But that's the kind of player, though, that you are,
Absolutely.
right? I mean, you have that skill set to change games, and along
Absolutely.
with some teammates today, the defense did.
Absolutely. That's how I view myself as a player that is able to make plays that are able to change the game. So, like I said, if I'm not able to just go out there and showcase it every play, the plays that I'm in, I'm going to take full advantage and make sure that they feel me every time I'm in there.
6 takeaways on defense and then 5 sacks also. What made this such a stellar defensive day for you guys?
Man, I think everybody just, just putting everything that's happened to us to the side and really just playing for one another, just playing for your brother next to you, knowing that, he's trying to take care of his family, you trying to take care of your family or whatever your why might be, just out there playing for each other and just knowing that the guy next to you, he has a why of why he's out there. So just not being able to go out there and just not let your boys down. I really think that's what really helped us all just come together. Even when things aren't going good, just everybody just understanding what our objective is and, just playing for each other.
So how much of a shot emotionally and mentally is this for this team to be able to get this win after so many tough weeks?
I think it's great. It's a good feeling for us to have right now, but we're going to celebrate it today. But when it comes tomorrow, I'm sure all of us will watch the game on the way back to New York, and after that, we'll put it to bed and start preparing for the next week. As much as you want to hold on to these feelings, in the NFL, you gotta move on quickly, regardless if it's during the game by the next play or if it's after a win.